Hello. Hello. Very wild. What's going on, family? Do that. Bring that over here. Good. All right. I see George Canellis. Wait. We got Darius O'Kane is first. Darius O'Kane is first to the punch. Good afternoon, Kirk and Monty. This is going to be a problem. Let's go. I'm so excited. Hello, all. George Canellis says hello. Micah Flemings. POTG was what it used to say, but now he's spelled the whole thing out. Preaching of the gospel. I see it. Lisa White is here. Good afternoon to you. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for coming and hanging out. I want to say this, even as we wait on our guest. Even as we wait on that, I want to make sure you guys get your questions in. Also want to make sure you guys take advantage of the QR code that's right here, because this QR code will allow you to get a free coaching session if you haven't gotten one already. So scan it, literally scan it and click send. Scan it and click send. That's all you got to do to get a free coaching session. Scan it, click send, you're done. So definitely want to make sure you guys get a chance to check that out. 8 of you guys on the live today, and we already have 6 likes. That's pretty dope. Excited about that. I am messing with some things here. Let's save the changes on that. And let's go ahead and edit this again. I'm going to put this as 12:30. Save changes. And we're going to go here. Let's edit this again. Add a destination. Can you have 2 videos live on a channel at the same time? I don't think you can. All right, we're going to do this with a listed. I'm testing out some things today, and so what I want you to do, even as we get ready to dive in, is to put your questions in the chat. If you have something that you've been working on, something that you want some feedback on, I would love for you to be able to let us know what that is so that we can check it out. And in order for me to do that properly, I'm going to need to get your comments onto the other screen. So, which is exactly what we're going to do here. Just a second. There we go. All right, so we have this here. All 9 of you guys on here and everybody's quiet. I don't mind that, because that gives me some more latitude to do what I need to. There it is. There it is. I don't worry about that size. About that size. Somebody I think I just got a text. Better late than ever. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Simply Ball Dropping Podcast is with us today. Says there he is. Best production on YouTube, hands down. I always love when you come through. You just share so authentically. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us today, man. Truly appreciate that. We got that there. We have that there. Let's see. We're gonna bring up. So what I've got on screen right now is my StreamYard dashboard, and the first thing at the top you're seeing is an event that I've created, and it's a test event. and I want you guys to help me test this out. I hope that that's okay. Nobody asked a question, so I figure the coaching corner is all about testing and getting some things fine-tuned. So I hope that you'll do this with me. So I'm gonna copy this link and put it into the chat, and I'm gonna ask you guys to hit that link and see, let me know what the process is to register. While you're doing that, I'm going to try and do the same myself right here online. Boom. Okay, here we go. Boom. Got that. So this is Test Masterclass is what the title is. And this is literally starting today at 12:30. So we have this here as a required field, blah, 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 blah. We come back over here real quick. I do want to, I don't know. I wanted to record something, but I don't know what I would need to record. We'll sort that out later. So let me see. We still have, still got a good amount of you guys on here with us. 11 of you guys on here with us. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. This is I'm just gonna put a generic email address in, which I don't want you to see. Of course, you know what my name is. So let me go back one, put in a generic email address, and I'm going to click register, and then we go back here. And so now this is what it looks like. It says you're all registered for your event. That's pretty cool. So it's a great day to ask your questions. What's going on, Florence? Thank you so much for coming through. Always good. I put a link in the chat. I would love for you guys to be able to register. Use that link to register. I'm actually pinning that link right now. Use that link to register. This is not a real masterclass. This is a test masterclass, and I'm hoping to be able to test some things out today with you. And while we answer some of your questions, we're going to get into the whole segment here in just a few minutes, but shouldn't take that long to test this out. But so this is all set and ready to go. I'm going to hit refresh on that, and to do that again. It says I'm all set. Okay, all set. All right, so we're all set now. Let's go back. I'm going to check that email address. Registered, simple email address, first and last name. Darius O'Kane has done it for us. Thank you for doing that. Guy says it's simple. That's all I wanted to hear. And here, I'm actually looking at that email address now. Make sure that everything looks good. Everything looks good. So this is what that email looks like. Thank you for registering for Test Masterclass. We're excited. You can join us. This is the description, and then it has the join button. Now, I'm going to do this. I'm going to say open an incognito window, and so come back to this link at the start time. Jess Corinthians God's Child says, Kirk, what's going on? Equip Institute says registered. Everybody's registering. Thank you so much. I've pinned a link in the top. I'm trying to get people to register. Now, I'm going to go back over to here. Let's go to the Test Masterclass. This is the page, what you go to. Now, here is the actual registration. Only new register will see the changes you made. That's fine. And existing registrations. Okay, let me come off of that page because I don't want to show people's email addresses. But existing registrations are there when you click on existing registrations. So they are there. They are there. They are there. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. You can't charge for it yet, but you do have the ability to do the registration in that way. Now, let's go back to here. I don't think we're gonna make it to 12:30. So let's do 12:15. Good, 12:20. All right. Now, my assumption is some kind of an email reminder will be sent to all of us who are logged in. PTSD Talk TV introduced me to this channel. Hey, Mike Militant, thank you so much for coming through. I'm excited that PTSD has shared with you, to come to this channel. I don't know why, but okay, I see your question, Micah. I don't know why it didn't come through originally, but I am going to star it. I'm going to star it, and I'm going to come back to that just in a few minutes when we get into our Q&A section. But I thank you for your question. I love questions. You know this. What I'm doing right now is just kind of refreshing my email because I'm hoping that some kind of a reminder will come out. Let's see here. Join. Ooh. So this is what the page looks like. I'm going to click join and open incognito window. Boom. So this is what the join page looks like. Oh, Darius O'Kane says, I love testing new systems. I love testing new systems. I do too. So Darius, that's what this looks like. That's what this looks like, Darius. Okay, cool. And we have a page where you can go and watch, right? So boom, watch. And the page changes depending on the time. So as you get closer to the time, as long as you've registered for the event, it changes. So that's good to know. So that's good. We're good so far. Yes, they talk about you all the time. I'm so glad about that, man. That is so cool. Okay. So now we're here. That's not the one. Close that out. Sorry. Okay. So here we are going to enter the studio. Waiting patiently. All right, cool. So now here we're going to change this camera from the virtual camera to regular cam link. Boom, 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 boom. Audio. Test. Good. Okay. Enter studio. And I'm going to put my presentation up. Studio recommendations. Add that to the screen. Go to the custom joint. We're ready to go. Now, if you noticed, Craig Harris just said he registered. Michael Fleming says, looks good. Kirk says, I do too. Darius O'Kane says, I love testing. If you notice, I want you guys to catch this because I've been trying to get people to see the significance of what we're looking at right now. Okay. What you're looking at right now is a completely self-contained StreamYard stream. This is completely self-contained. What I mean by that is these comments are not coming from Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter. These comments are coming from those who are over here just waiting for the stream to start. Okay. So if you've hit the link that's pinned at the top of the chat right now and you hit register, you should be able to come to this screen, and in 2 minutes, I'm going to actually kick it live. And I want to show you some functionality that is within that system just by doing this. Keep this in mind, y'all. Think about what have you had to do in order to join this stream so far? email address, name and email address. That's it. And the email address is really just for you to be able to get the link so that you can come to the live stream. It's all happening within StreamYard. That's pretty crazy. So I'm going to hit this joint right here. I'm going to go to brand, and I think I have an overlay of some sort. Yeah, I've got an overlay there. This one say, oh, that's even better. So we have this one right here, and look at that. Florence Donald says, I'm here. All right, so now you're looking at the producer screen. This is the producer's screen with comments coming in. Okay, I got to be able to record this. I got to be able to record this. My apologies, y'all. I got to figure out how to record this. Yeah, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to, let's go to preview mode. Okay, back to live. All right, this is where we are normally. Now let's go to preview mode, and let's just create camera screen. Okay, there we go. Publish that. Back to live. Now I'm gonna click here to, okay, I'm gonna record. Yeah, I think that should be fine. Okay, so we're recording now. All right, and I'm going to go into live demo mode. Go over. So I hope you guys are seeing my screen. Okay. What's up, Moses? I see your question, and I will get to it. Okay. Yes, you are seeing StreamYard on your screen. Good. Okay. So I want to go back a step. So this is the webinar with the webinar setup page. I've set up the webinar. Let me go live here. All right, so we're live. So I've set up the webinar and just kind of gave it the same thumbnail. So I've set up the webinar. Oh, and just kind of gave it the same. All right, there we go. So I've set up the webinar, gave it the same name as a couple of things. Hey, NNA, thank you so much for coming through. We're hanging out here. Fire up the other encoder and just record instead of stream, and you should be able to capture everything. It's being recorded. Don't worry about it. So I've set everything up here. Am I saying that right? Yes, I have set everything up here in this system with the details for my stream and everything like that. This is what the watch page looks like. Registrations here. This is what the registration page looks like. Emails, you can send emails out. You can do integrations with Zapier. You can request an integration, whatever you want to do. Then on the actual stream page, this is what it looks like. David Hunt says, "Está aquí." Craig Harris says, "Yes." And so you guys are seeing, so for those who are watching on my YouTube channel, you are seeing the entire StreamYard stream. You're seeing that there are 5 people watching over on the, yes, on the StreamYard platform. Practical IT with Jeremy Leake says, "Hey everybody, nice to catch Kirk live. I think this is my first time in the chat." Oh, Practical IT, thank you so much for coming through. Your name is Jeremy? Cool. I'm starring that. I'm going to come back to that later. My moderators are saying welcome to you as well. So in the webinar, I would be able to do my thing. These are, yeah, we're all seeing it. So this now I'm going to shift to my teaching layout. And once I shift to my teaching layout, I would probably need to go through and take the overlay off, which is what I've done. I'm going to go back to my comments, and I can now just simply go and change slides just like that. Generic studio recommendations, We're recommending Sony's. This is. I still recommend these, by the way. I still recommend all these items: the Sony ZV-E10, the Sigma 16mm, the Camlink Elgato Camlink, the Dasny desk mount. I still recommend those. I actually still, well, not so much the Miki 2-pack. I don't recommend that anymore. I recommend something that has an app built in so you can actually control it from your phone, because the remotes that came with this one, anyway, I digress. The point is, I would be able to do my presentation, webinar, masterclass in this format, just like this, using StreamYard with the registrants that are coming in here. And you can see all of their comments on screen. Now, the question is, when somebody has a question, what happens? All right. So Florence Donald, let's say Florence has a question. So Florence has a question. I hope you guys can see this on the YouTube side where I'm streaming with Ecamm, where you're looking at the entire production. So for those who are looking on the StreamYard screen, you are seeing this set. You're not able to see all of the functionality that I'm showing you in the back end of StreamYard. And so I want you to know that this is what you're looking at, and I have that view up, but I want you to keep that up, but also be on YouTube, on the Kirk R. Nugent YouTube channel, where I'm showing you the full back end of StreamYard. All right. It's pronounced like Jeremy Like. So I said that incorrectly, and I apologize. I always like to get people's names correct. So Jeremy Like, thank you so much for coming through and hanging out with us today. Truly appreciate it. So now, see, Florence is so good. She's such a great, she's such a good, this is conference mode or private event in StreamYard. This is a webinar, or basically it's a private event that I'm streaming directly to StreamYard. I'm just keeping it right within the StreamYard platform. Now, I do have it going to YouTube. But I am not going to focus on that just yet. I want you to see something. So Florence Donald has done her thing. She's just so obedient. I just love her. She says, "Hey, how do I get started with this goodness?" This is what she says. And so now I want you to see something. I can respond like with an emoji to her comment. I can say, thank you. I can put that on there. I can star it, and when I star it, I have starred comments over here. So let's say she asked something while I'm still doing my presentation. I star her comment, and we continue through my presentation, and I get towards the end, and I'm like, okay, anybody have any questions? Let me go to the full screen. Anybody have any questions? And I bring up Florence Donald's question here. And I want you to see something. When I click the three dots, I can pin to on-air chat. I can pin her comment to the chat, meaning I can keep it in the top. I can now invite her to studio. I need you to see this. I want you to see this. Now, I'm going to do this with two people. One of them is myself. I'm going to do this. I'm going to say invite to studio. Okay, user was invited to studio, but I'm also going to do this with Florence Donald. Click here. I'm going to say invite to studio. Bang. Oh, okay. It says wait a moment and try again. All right, we're going to wait a moment and try again. So, but I invited my own account to the studio. So I'm going to go over there and show you what that looks like. So now, if you are watching the event, if you're attending the event, I'm mimicking what it looks like when you attend the event. And the invitation went away. But you see the invitation that's at the top. So now I'm going to go back. And invite again. Invite to studio. The user was invited. You have to, I guess there's a time limit on it. So here we say join the stream. When I click join the stream, it's actually taking them into the studio. So I say allow mic and cam access. Allow. I'm going to keep it at that. I'm going to mute the mic. And Kirk test. We'll say enter studio. This person is now, let me show you. This person is now in my studio. And I can bring them to the screen I need to get rid of that background. I can bring them to the screen. I can bring them to the screen and now we can have a conversation. So that's what that whole process looks like. Let's do that process again. This time I'm going to do it with Florence Donald. You won't be able to see the invitation piece, but you'll be able to see what it looks like. All right. So this person, they're here, they're back. They click to watch live here. They're back. Okay. So now let's go back to Florence Donald. I'm not seeing the ask to join. 1 second. Here we go. Are we ready? Boom. Invite to studio. User was invited. So now Florence is going to be invited to come into the stream. And she's going to go through her process on her side. And then she will drop into the studio. This is when I said in the news video this week, and some of you may not have seen that video, so I'll give a little recap. Facebook has gotten rid of its groups, right? So Facebook has gotten rid of its groups. Well, let me not say that it's gotten rid of its group. It has taken it will be discontinuing the API that allows us to stream to Facebook groups, and a lot of people were up in arms about it. But what I want you to see here is that StreamYard has essentially created an environment where you're fully standalone. You can have your entire group here inside StreamYard as opposed to watching in the Facebook group. You can create a webinar, right? Create an on-air event, place the event and its registration into the group. People register. You saw how simple and easy that was. When you're ready to go live, you go live. They're notified because they registered. They come to the live stream. You can even go back into the group and post the link again and say, hey, we're live right now. You still have live comments, and you have the added ability of being able to bring that person on screen like I'm going to do right now with Florence Donald.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm okay.
Isn't this crazy?
This is crazy.
Right?
I'm in StreamYard.
Right?
And it's
mad.
My mind, you see my mind is messed up right now, right?
But this is all intentional. I want people to see what's possible.
Yeah.
Because what you're seeing from both Ecamm and StreamYard, I haven't touched on Ecamm yet, but I'm going to touch on it in a second. What you're seeing from both platforms is that they're moving. They have seen the sand shifting, right? The sand is shifting under our feet where these social platforms are concerned. Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter. Facebook just completely flipped the switch, and now we can't, integrated stream to groups anymore. Okay.
Right.
So what does StreamYard has already had its on-air functionality, but the function that they just add is the one that we just used now. That functionality where I'm able to click on your name in the studio.
Okay.
Say invite to studio, and you're able to come in and I can add you to the screen. That is functionality that everybody was asking me. Isn't that just a Zoom functionality? Yes, Zoom had that functionality where you can bring somebody on stage. Now StreamYard has that functionality. And here's what I want you to know about Ecamm. Ecamm is fully integrated with Zoom, meaning you can now have a full webinar in Zoom using Ecamm, and you can bring somebody onto the screen in Ecamm who's sitting in Zoom. So similar functionality across the board. This is why when people are saying stuff like, oh man, I don't know how my business is going to suffer because I can't do streaming to my group anymore. This is my bread and butter. This is where all my stuff was. It's not that. Pump brakes, y'all. Start rethinking how you are serving your community and begin training them now, even while the API still exists. Begin training them now to get used to using platforms like this. I went live today. I showed you myself setting up the webinar. It didn't take long. Many of you, Florence included, registered for the webinar, right? How hard was that, Florence?
Easy.
Easy.
Very
And
easy.
You can tie the registration to your domains. You can import a CSV. So let's say you want to charge. Maybe you're using Constant Contact. Maybe you're using MailChimp. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you're using something else, Eventbrite, to register for the event. You can download the CSV and upload that list, and only people who you uploaded can log into the event. All that functionality is built into On Air. But the thing that they just dropped this past Sunday, the ability for me to now go into the chat and say, hey, come on, look, I'm inviting David Hunt to the studio. I want you to know it's not just one person. I can invite as many people as I can have in a StreamYard studio, which at the current moment, you can have 10 people on screen. You can have 12 in studio. I never have a webinar where I'm bringing more than 1 or 2 people on screen at a time. So in terms of workflow, this is actually overkill. I mean, Florence, am I making sense? I mean, talk to me.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sitting here because there's something I've been working on. And so my question was actually a serious question. And I think I know the answer, but
yeah,
because there's something I'm working on, a project that I'm working on, and I wanted to do a registration. I wanted it to be able to stream, and I wanted to be able to have people in, if you will, in the back office, the way I would phrase it, that I could sort of on the fly bring on stage. This is the way to do that.
Yeah, I mean, so
this is the way to do that.
What I want to say to all my folks out there, and I see your questions. I'm going to get to them in a second. I'm demonstrating StreamYard's answer right now, but I know Florence is a eCammer, and I have not demonstrated eCam's answer yet. So I want you to know that you don't have to switch to StreamYard to make this work. I want you to know that eCam has its own answer. Now it's integrated directly into Zoom. So you would simply set up your, whatever, your webinar registration, allow people to come into Zoom. And then when they come into Zoom, you can pull them on screen by simply inviting them in eCam. I've seen the functionality already tested in eCam. It's a part of their beta release. I think it is. Well, let me say this. I don't know when they're going to release it, but I know they have something scheduled for this coming week. I think it is, not this week, next week, where they're going to be talking about the next
4th,
version,
which is Monday.
I think it's Monday, right? The 4th. That's correct. And I already have that on my calendar because I believe they'll be releasing it on Monday. So this is what I'm saying is if you follow the trends, so Facebook and has made this slight shift. YouTube hasn't done anything, but YouTube hasn't really facilitated community. You know what I mean? So you have your channel and you're growing your audience, but where does your community go to exist and comment and do different things? Off platform, you can do those things very, very, very good. And what we're learning today is a way that you can further have that kind of engagement. Michael Fleming says, when I go live stream, how can I be a hosting before I start streaming via YouTube? Maybe just help to type that one more time, Micah, because I didn't quite get it. Now, Practical IT with Jeremy Like says, I love StreamYard. I've used the webinar functionality once, and I'm ramping up for quarterly webinars and member-only webinars this year. This is what I mean. This is a perfect example of what this functionality is all about and what it's there for. And I'm excited that you guys are getting to see this happen in real time. David Hunt, I sent him the link. Guess he doesn't want to join us. I'm gonna just say maybe I'll just shout him out again. Say David Hunt,
come on, bro.
Where you at, brother? Where you at? Where you at? Invite to studio, David. What I love, Florence,
Kirk,
is.
Can I just say this?
Go ahead.
My mind for your monthly meters, DIY community meters meetup. I'm so done. This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is completely and totally the way. It's just way simpler. I mean, it's just boom, boom, you're in, and you can do what you need to. And you know, this is oh gosh, I just want people to for me, it's like they make these announcements, but they don't take enough time, in my opinion, to really help people see how it would all how it all works, how it integrates together for you to be able to utilize it in your day-to-day content creation, and you're growing your platform, building your audience. They don't do those things. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they don't do those things. And this is why I wanted to be, come on live today and share with folks. We have, 20 something people watching with us on YouTube. Just Corinthian Godchild has a question. There's many questions. I'm going to get to all of them in just a minute. I just wanted to say one last thing about this particular setup. I want to go back through a recap. So just hang tight with me, Florence. I want to go back through a quick recap. I went into, let me go back here. All right. So this is the StreamYard page. I know you can't see me, but you should be able to hear me. This is the StreamYard page. All I did, all right, I went to, I went to create a new event. And when I went to create the new event, I simply went down to where it says on air webinar. I click on air webinar. On air webinar, I put in the test information, put in the test description. I made sure to check the box to say registration, put the date and time, uploaded the thumbnail, and I hit create. The only other thing that I did is that I did add one of my destinations. I did add a destination, and I want to get to that in just a second. After I created the webinar, you have this line item just like how you see it here. You can share the webinar. This link allows people to not only register, but it also allows them to view once the webinar, I think you get within 5 minutes of the webinar, it changes to a view screen. Okay. So it's one link. It's not like you have to send multiple. It's one link. You can also determine whether or not this is available on demand, meaning if once the live is done, can people replay watching it just by going to this link? You get to determine that right here. You can edit the emails that are sent out. You can determine if this is public. And again, depending on your plan with StreamYard, you can have up to 250 live viewers. 250 live viewers. Keep that in mind. One of the other things you have here, you have on-air settings. Okay, on-air settings. You can go in here. I am not clicking on manage registrants because I don't want to show the people who have registered email addresses to the entire world. So, but you should just know that you do have your registration list if you decide to go with registration in on-air, in StreamYard on-air. This page helps you to see what the registration page will look like, helps you to see what the emails will look like, and it helps you to see what the watch page will look like. It gives you examples, a preview for all those pages. That's your branding. Then you have the watch page. You have that. And then you can also embed the watch page. Somebody needs to hear me. You can embed the watch page on your website. Are you guys? You not only can embed the watch page, you also can embed the chat on your website so that you're oh gosh, I just, do you see the possibilities? I'm trying my best to keep calm, but you can embed the chat, you can embed the watch page on a web page on your website. Game changer. Then you also have some other integrations that are here. You can also do some other email things here, but this is what all of it looks like. Like I said, I'm not clicking on registrants because I don't want to showcase people's email addresses, but this is what that part looks like inside the studio. This is what it looks like here. Of course, you saw me go live earlier, and comments are flowing in. Comments are flowing in. All right, so comments are flowing in. These comments are coming directly from those who are watching on the watch page. But I want you to see something. This on the watch page. All right, I'm going to mute this. This is the actual webinar on YouTube on my composition channel, but this is on YouTube. Now, it's unlisted, meaning it's not going to be, I'm not going to broadcast to everybody, but if I have the strategy here, if you do the webinar live, with a live audience, remember, even as I put comments up on screen, right? Comments that are not from YouTube, I can still put them on screen. You can see those comments in the, you see the one that's being streamed to YouTube. So now I have, when this live is done, I will have a full video already saved to YouTube, unlisted, and I can make that available to members. I hope y'all are, I can make this, please don't miss it. Don't miss it. There's just so many layers of opportunity that you can do here. It's exponential. Now, here's what you need to know. I can't bring somebody from YouTube on screen. I don't have that functionality. I only can bring people on screen for those who are watching on the watch page through StreamYard On Air, which is a motivator for people to not only come to the on air version, but to give you their email address. Oh gosh. I'm done now, Florence. I think this is too much now. It's too much now.
It builds, it truly helps you build community.
Yeah.
One of the things that I have been thinking through is really about this community building.
Yeah.
Because the strength to me, and maybe it's because I'm a relational person, is the community.
The community piece.
The community piece is so key for me. And how do we network? How do we make sure we've got the people who can deliver when we need to bring a partner into a project or refer someone? Excuse me.
Absolutely.
Or get some expertise or brainstorm or have accountability partners. And just, I'm going to put this on me, not on anybody else, because I'm a fossil. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I've just lived.
I totally get it.
That's what I mean. Having the accountability and having the ability to see you and interact, the body language, the nod, whether someone is getting it, and we're talking and they're lights on, ain't nobody home. You can see that.
Mercy.
You can't see that in chat only.
Yeah.
Because if the person is not responding, you don't know if they done passed out.
That's it.
Walked out. You have no way of knowing.
See, this
So there's like so much for me.
What you're
I'm
sharing
sorry.
right now is exactly why I wanted to have somebody come on screen, because I wanted somebody to see it. Now, Jess Corinthian Godchild says, hey, when you invite someone to the studio in webinar, how does the person receive the link? Is it a pop-up or an email? And what I want you to know is it's a pop-up, and it's a time-bound pop-up. It's only good for like maybe 30 seconds. So I'm going to do it. I want you to see it. Okay. So,
and make sure you have Chrome open.
Yeah. Now I want to say this. Many of you guys are maybe a little confused because you're looking at this and you're saying, what am I looking at right now? You are looking at me viewing the webinar in an incognito tab, right? That's why I'm doing like this, and I'm going back to my regular tab. So this is the live tab. This is where I'm in as a producer. And then the other tab is me looking at it as a viewer, right? So I'm in the comment section over there. So now all I'm going to do is find I have to go scroll all the way back up. I'm going to find that comment. I'm going to click on this and say invite to studio. And this, Jess Corinthian Godchild, this is what it looks like.
And
the host,
and David,
and you can
he
see
has a webcam now.
Yeah, I saw it. So you see this little line right here, this is going down. This is letting you know that you only have a certain amount of time. And so the host is inviting you to join the stream. You're able to prepare your mic and camera first. You can decline, you can join the stream, but you only have a certain amount of time. And while that invite is on the screen for that person, you can't invite anybody else. You can't invite anybody else while the invite is on the screen for that person. I want to ask everybody just to make sure. David, I sent you the invite again. I'm going to send it one more time, but I want to close out this section. I'm going to get back to, I want to answer some other questions. People have been waiting. But I want to make sure that you guys on YouTube, on my channel, that you're able to hear Florence. You're able to hear Florence, correct?
Hello, hello.
Yeah, because they should have been hearing you the whole time. But I want to make sure that you are able to hear her. Am I correct on that, everybody? Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear Florence. And maybe David will let us know.
Hey, Mr. Hunt.
Oh,
can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we hear you now.
Echo. Okay.
Hey, David, were you able to hear Florence earlier?
Yes.
Okay. George Canella says yes as well. Okay, good. So this is I've invited yet another person to the screen. Darius says we can hear her fine. What's up, Moses says yes. Practical IT says yes, we can hear her. So everybody's kind of responding now. I know there's a little bit of a delay. Thank you guys so much. Now we've got David Hunt on. David has also come through the invite through On Air, StreamYard On Air. This is just, I just invited 2 people. I could invite the entire chat if I wanted to. And this is what I mean. And look, now back over here on YouTube, I'm still seeing the stream on YouTube. The whole thing is being streamed and saved. I want you to understand why I'm doing it unlisted, because I don't want anybody to watch over there, but I'm streaming it there because I want it to be saved there, so that if I want to do anything with it later, I already have it. I can make it, I can give access to, I can send the link. I can't tell how many times I have unlisted videos on YouTube, and I'll be in a coaching session. I'll be like, you know what? We went over that. Let me send you this unlisted link. YouTube is a resource. I want y'all to just kind of see some of the things that are possible when you begin to put the tools together, when things start to really get cohesive and make a lot of sense. And so, yes, I have a couple of questions I need to grab. I'm gonna make some change. You guys stay right where you are. I'm gonna make one quick change. Let's get out of live demo mode. So you're back to seeing me. I'm going to go and stop the recording. I think I got that recording now. 12:51. The screen created an environment. Oh wow, yeah, I was able to record the whole thing. That whole segment, I just recorded it with Ecamm. Ecamm is such a game changer, y'all. It's just I don't even know what else to say to you. I'm gonna go back to, let's go here, y'all are being patient with me today. I thank you so much. CCK, and I'm gonna go to host plus screen. Get that over there. Now we're back to the normal coaching corner format, and I'm going to grab a couple of comments. Okay, let me go to the favorites here. So
I have a quick question, Kirk.
Hold it. Let me grab a couple of these. All right, right now, what in the world just happened? Okay, right now, so what up Moses says, right now, is it StreamYard or Restream? Choose one. Now, I guess I don't understand the question. As a remote producer, there are things that Restream does, and Restream actually, in my opinion, has 2 paths. So Restream as a CDN, as your distributor network, right? And then you also has Restream as a live studio. You have both. Restream has this whole playlist feature and several other items that I do not see from other people. So Restream as a remote producer is one of my tools in the toolbox. I always tell people that. So there are things that I use Restream for that StreamYard simply just cannot do. I do, however, love StreamYard for the full bouquet of functionality that they have offered. From the time you're recording, whether you're doing a live stream, whether you're doing a podcast, whether you're recording local audio and video and then uploading it afterwards, then you have the repurposing. You can edit. Now with editing in StreamYard, you can actually put captions on. You now have transcripts. StreamYard has a full bouquet, and they've now added On Air, which is an entire other cheat code. So I'm not actually choosing between Restream and StreamYard. I believe that They are tools in the toolbox for us as consumers to pull out given the scenario. Does that make sense? Yeah, you don't, if the job requires a hammer, I don't pull out a chisel. I pull out the hammer. If the job requires StreamYard, then I pull out StreamYard. If the job requires Restream, then I pull out Restream. Now I am a remote producer, and I keep on qualifying my statement by saying, as a remote producer, I'm not streaming one show, my own show. I'm streaming multiple shows per week for clients. And so depending on what the client's needs are, what their show flow looks like, what functions and features they want to include in their show, I select a platform based on what they want to do. So that's why for me, I don't choose either. I keep them all. EVMux, Ecamm, StreamYard, Restream, I use them all. So hopefully that answers your question, and maybe you can give us a follow-up. Let me hide that comment. And I do want to grab one other comment, David, and I'm coming to you. I knew it was going to do that. Okay, so this is, hey, everybody, nice to catch you. I think, oh, no, this wasn't a question. This wasn't a question. My bad. Oh, and I already got the other question. So I think we're good. So, David, talk to us.
I just answered my own question. I was thinking, wait, how are you going to get the webinar comments on screen, but then you're in StreamYard, so you could pull those, no problem.
Yeah, the webinar comments are, so I am in Ecamm right now. For those that are watching on YouTube, I am in Ecamm, streaming with Ecamm. That's my primary, platform that I use for any of my shows on my channel. Any content that I create on my channel, it's all Ecamm based. I do a lot of StreamYard content, and I have a lot of clients who use StreamYard as their primary platform for streaming their shows. Especially when I have to have, this is the tools in the toolbox, when I have to have other producers assisting me with comments, assisting me with graphics, I use StreamYard. Now, I would argue that if you have a scene set up like you do in Ecamm, you don't need another producer, but that's a whole nother thing for another time. And I see Florence is smiling and laughing. But my whole idea is this setup, I wanted to showcase it. So I've set it up in Ecamm as a screen share. So that's what you're seeing to the side of me right here is a screen share. And in that screen share, you're seeing Florence Donald, you're seeing David Hunt, and you're seeing my entire StreamYard production setup. You can see what I see as a producer. And that's the view I wanted you to see, because this is what you will see if you're producing your StreamYard live show or StreamYard webinar with On Air. And that's what we're looking at right now. So you get to see the whole thing as you would if you were actually doing the production yourself. I put that comment up, but it just as an example, but it's not a bad comment. The like button is your friend.
The like button is your friend. If you haven't hit it,
come on.
Just go ahead. Clickety click, as someone said.
Why is there a remove across my face? So,
there's a remove?
I don't know.
Yeah, there's a red.
Yeah, it's
no.
on. Okay, no,
because I can tell you right now, everybody's seeing what I'm seeing, and I see no remove. But
it was the like if you put the mouse over me on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, that's just
so I was just like,
that's
why. That's where the mouse
I see what you. Hey, what's going on, Walt? Walt is in the building. Walter Jeanette.
Walt.
Hey, listen, I've been talking so long, I forgot to mention that I got a message from Monty. He has a client emergency. He's not going to be able to make it today. So I apologize for that. I apologize to all of you. I know a lot of you were looking forward to having Monty Weaver come through and hang out with us today, but he had a client. Listen, it happens, right? This is the life we live. And so he was willing to give his time, but his time is no longer available, and that's okay. But let me tell you this: we gonna have Monty on the show. That's gonna happen. We just might not be able to have him today. Micah Flemings, I was asking you to give me a little bit more on that question earlier, but either way, it is what it is. But I hope that you guys are seeing the things that we're looking at. What Up Moses says, I completely agree with your answer. Tools in the toolbox, that gives me better perspective. That's what I like to hear. What Up Moses? Walt Jeanette says people don't even know Restream has a studio, and it's great, and it is great. It is great. Like Restream, do you know with Restream you can target stream? That's not gonna blow anybody's mind because you guys don't even know what that means. Let me say it this way, okay? Because I got Florence and I got David Hunt on screen. Target streaming means David Hunt can go live, and as part of the destinations he's streaming to, he can select me as a destination if I'm using Restream Studio. I can give him a RTMP code, a stream key and URL, and he can stream, and I can bring his entire stream into the studio as a guest. Oh gosh, it's just stupid. It's just crazy, some of the things that are possible when you realize the benefits of there is a reason, right? People are like, oh well, it's just the same as StreamYard, so why would I use Restream? It's not the same. It's not the same. That's like saying, oh well, you know, the Toyota Camry is the same as the Honda Accord. They're not the same. They're not the same. They do the same thing. They will drive you to point A, from point A to point B, but they're not the same cars. They're not. Otherwise, why would, if they were the exact same car, then why would they need to be from two different brands, from two different car makers? Restream and StreamYard, Restream Studio, Restream Live Studio, and StreamYard are not the same. They're not. So you have to look into each platform to understand what are the differences before you can decide which one's going to work best for you. And what I always tell people to do is kind of put together that list of non-negotiable, right? Like, I must have these features, and then look at the different platforms that are out there and say, okay, this will work, this will work, this will work, this won't work, this won't work, this doesn't meet my minimum threshold. And now once you have, let's say 2 or maybe 3 platforms that meet your minimum threshold, now you can begin to look and compare from feature to feature. You begin to look at longevity, you begin to look at value over time, meaning, okay, on air is a feature that StreamYard just added. I want you to understand that. Nope, I haven't paid more. They just added it. Okay. That's value add. That means I've been paying this amount, but the amount, what I've been getting is kind of up here. It's growing because they're just adding features. Florence and I shared that Ecamm will be doing their town hall on Monday, and they'll be unveiling the newest version. And guess how much more we have to pay per year or per month for Ecamm once they unveil those new features? Exactly. I know platforms that when they unveil new features, you have to pay a different amount. You want to look at those things as you compare, as you consider, which one am I going to go with? That's a major one for me. How are you going to ante up? From the time I got Kajabi till now, I have not paid a dime more, but the amount of stuff that I get out of Kajabi is ridiculous. It's crazy. Practical IT says, hey, with On Air, I was able to get rid of my dedicated webinar platform and save some money. Bing, 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 bing. People say to me, well, why didn't they add it to the free version? Why would they add it to the free version? The problem, the challenge for many of us, why we find ourselves in the bind that we're in with Facebook is because you're building your empire on free resources. You're building your entire structure on a free platform. You didn't pay anything for Facebook groups. So now you're all up in arms, complaining that whoa, what's going to happen to me? You built your structure on a free platform. That's just business 101. I don't even feel sorry for let me be nice. I don't even feel sorry for you. You've been making tons of money on a free platform for years, and now when they've changed the game, you decide you're going to be upset about it. I'm actually saying, well, the jig is up. Let's look for the next one. we got all we could out of it, and now that game is over. So what do we do now? You can shift. Hey, Walter's saying, what's up, Florence?
Hey,
he's on YouTube.
Hey,
yeah, go ahead.
The thing that you're saying just brings me back to what I've really begun to understand. I heard it, but I didn't always understand it. Let me just say that you're building a business, and
you could just stop right there. Honestly, some people just need to hear you say that one more time. Real talk. You're building a business. Go ahead, continue, Florence. I apologize for cutting you off.
No, I'm sorry. You're building a business, and in the early days of building your business, or you're pivoting your business. In my case, it's a pivot in my business. It's not a new business. My company has been around for a while, but I'm pivoting what I'm doing and bringing the new resources to accomplish.
That's it.
The goal.
That's it.
Requires an investment. It's not everything all at one time.
It's never going to be everything at once. Yes, continue.
But there are steps to go through. I'll give you I'm going to get out of the whole encoder world. Simple thing. You see Kirk's background in mine. I'm in my, I always forget the name, your den area?
Yeah.
Office. I've got this giant bookcase behind me. But because of the way the room is, this is the best position for me. Will it change at some point? Yes. Right now, it's not terrible.
No, it's not. It's not bad at all.
It's not what I want, but it's a place to start. I don't ever have to feel bad. When he said what he said, I was like, okay, let me swivel my chair, because I actually have 2 desks here with 2 completely different computer setups.
I love it. And you can tell I have the same, right? It's another whole computer setup right here.
Almost exactly like, but it's not
Florence,
new.
I noticed.
It's not new. It's just the way I work. But and my lighting is very different. I've got okay lighting. I didn't know anything about lighting, but yet I made some level of investment for where I was.
That's so good.
That's the whole point.
This is the practical
for where
piece.
I am, for what I understand today. Tomorrow, it will be different. Today, I am where I am. If I knew more and knew how to do it better, then as I gain the skills, what I just saw here.
That's it.
As I gained the skills, I started with eCam because I didn't even know such a thing existed until I heard about eCam.
Oh, gosh, that's so good.
So Restream and StreamYard and I didn't know what any of that was.
And you don't need to. If you're on eCam, you could just stay right there. Tier 3, everything else is tier 2. I'm just saying. I want people to understand.
Yeah. Facebook groups. I think I tried it for all of 2 days. I was like, no, this is not the gym. It's junk. It's a whole bunch of crap you don't want to see. Excuse me. Did I say that out loud? I didn't mean to say it out loud.
I've been saying this for a while.
And it didn't foster, back to where I started, didn't foster real relationship and community.
Look at that. Enea just says, I love that, Florence. So proud of you. I love that as well. Walter Jeanette says, what up, David? And James is agreeing with you, Florence. He says, yes. He's like, yo, absolutely. You start where you are. You utilize, you leverage what you currently have to the best of your ability until you're able to get something different. And listen,
it's not always buying something.
It's not always buying something.
You can buy something and not understand anything about the way it works. So you've now got an expensive doorstop that's not bringing you any value. It's not helping you bring any clients. It's not helping you level your delivery. It's not helping you reach your goal. It's not helping you get a better product out. It's not helping you. It's a glorified doorstop that you spent your money on. And why?
Mercy. Yeah. All 19 of you guys on the live right now. All right. Okay. Go ahead, David. No, go ahead, David.
One thing I noticed, you didn't say anything about my background.
I didn't say anything about your background. I know you're in work mode today, sir. You're in work mode. You're at the office. My brother calls it the slave. You're on the he calls the 9 to 5 the slave. So he's like, you're on the slave right now.
So I want to say that even though I didn't have a fancy camera, even though this is the Osmo Pocket 3.
That's a fancy camera.
That's a fancy camera.
It's a very fancy camera.
Excuse me.
I didn't have I don't have it's my desktop. It doesn't have a. I don't usually, and that's something I probably have to fix. But I was still able to use what I had in my bag.
Oof.
So this man walked around with a PTZ in his
Come
bag.
on, talk about it. What you had in your bag.
Are you playing with
Are
me?
you about to preach now? What do you have in your hand? Talk to us, David. Let me get the Hammond B3 ready.
Listen, man, there was a lady that had a problem when she went to the prophet. And the prophet says, "What you got?
What you got?"
And she had to go to her house and came back to the prophet and said, "I have this pot of oil." And he said,
and it turned into a whole business.
Go to your neighbors, get all their empty pots.
Use
what you have to fill the pot.
Oh, God.
Now, you have to have something in the pot to fill with. Oh,
Good
man,
night.
Trying to make me preach.
Yeah, we wanted you to preach.
She turned into a profitable business.
We wanted you to preach.
Turned it into a profitable business.
We wanted you to preach. Listen, use what
you
have. Ooh. For some of you guys, you're looking at the screen in StreamYard and you're saying to yourself, "What are you doing?" I'm just using a custom layout and a video background. That's all. Custom layout, video background. That's all. Nice. Let's get another video. That's a video too. And is having these things queued up and ready to go that allows you to do certain things. Can I show you one more? Here's a layout that allows. Here's a layout. Oh, I don't have that with the 3 people. Okay. But here's a layout that allows me to utilize the background with the frames on it. And that's a video background too. And some people say to me, yeah. Walter Jeanette said, that's a hard lesson right there. Some people say to me, no, you can't do that stuff with StreamYard. I have clients that for whatever reasons, they have to use StreamYard. And so I figure out ways to make it work. I figure out ways to have it look the way that other platforms look, because I'm not going to sacrifice what I know is possible in a live stream just because I'm hamstrung by a particular platform. Come on. Walter Jeanette says, you're building a business. Come on and build the business. But I'm not these are some of the things I'm glad we're able to say this. Kirk is over here stunting on us. Yeah, for Dr. Bashara, for sure. Let me get one last comment here that was online or in the webinar. I'm going to put it on screen. Hopefully you guys can see that. Hey, and listen, I can actually make this full screen too. I just want y'all to know, I can make this full screen so that you're seeing the full, experience inside the Ecamm experience, right? But Micah Fleming says, how do I play music in the background while I'm going live? And I mean, it's all going to depend on your particular platform, Micah. If you're using StreamYard, which I think you are, then it's just a matter of now I'm hoping that you can watch this on YouTube, because if you're watching in the webinar, you're not going to see what I'm showing you in just a second. But you can go to the brand tab, scroll down to where you have music. Sorry, that's video clips. It's background. Here to go. Background music right here. And you can just upload whatever music you want right here. You can upload whatever you want right here. Walter Jeanette says, hey, Florence, bookcases give credibility. Okay.
Thank you, Walter.
You're credible with the bookcase behind you. I love that. But yeah, this would be it, Micah. You just kind of come right here. You just upload whatever music you want. Look, here's a gunshot. Here's David Hunt's favorite one right here.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
This is my sister's favorite one right here. This is my sister's favorite one. With the trombone. Oh no, tuba. That's a tuba, not the trombone. My bad. This is Anna Effulgence.
The trombones are the tail ends of it. The trombone is the.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. That's where they. Yeah. Of course, David knows the music things. Walter Jeanette says, you'd be surprised. People do judge books by their cover. Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do, Walt. Yes, you talking good today, Doc. I might have to bring you back on the show. Well, not even might.
We definitely got to bring. Monday, sir.
Huh?
Can we give him a shout out for Monday?
Absolutely. Oh yeah, you mean for on the stream show, right?
No. Well, that's coming Sunday, but he's got something on Monday.
Walt, talk to us about what's coming on Monday, bro. Come on. Talk to us what's going on Monday. See. This is not the time to talk about delay. We want to hear what you got going on Monday, brother.
Time is getting short.
Let me see what we got here. We got 18 people on the live still, and I love that.
Clickety click the like button.
I love that. 18 people on the live and 4 people on the webinar. That's some of y'all are watching twice, which is okay. But I think this is absolutely awesome that we're able to have this kind of engagement today. I hope you guys caught what I did in the middle of the live show. I recorded just the segment where I was walking through the on-air piece. And I took that on-air. Now I'm going to take that on-air piece. I'm going to use that as part of my video that I'm going to do about StreamYard on air, because I want people to see that this is what that process looks like. This is what that experience looks like. This is how it will feel, how it will look. And I think that's absolutely okay. Tier 10. Ecamm is tier 10. He says Ecamm is tier 10. You're so right. I say, I mean, in my grand scheme of things, it's tier 3. But tier 2 being web-based, tier 3 being locally installed, tier 4 being, big box production. Essentially, you got physical devices for every link in the chain for your production. So, but yeah, no, I love it. Walt, what you got going on Monday, brother? You're chatting with us, but you're not telling us what you got going on Monday. What you got on Monday, Doc? We want to know. Inquiring minds. Yeah, we want to make sure we get you set. We get you right. People can absolutely consume that. Hey, listen, guys, for you guys who are on screen, I'm gonna shift and go back. So for those of you who are still watching with us in the webinar, I'm gonna close that down, and we're gonna get this thing. What's he mean? That's fancy. He must not be hearing us. Walt,
I'll spill the beans.
Please do.
Since he's taking forever. Don't be slow, sir.
Come on.
In all seriousness, Walter Jeanette is doing a content strategy webinar on Monday.
Yeah.
You can go to walterjeanette.com/webinar and register and show up. He is one of the OGs.
Yes, he is.
So you will not go wrong if you participate and come and learn. And then, of course, he's going to be with The Voice on Sunday with Kirk and DJ Strick on the stream show. The Voice, Kirk Nugent.
The Voice.
Sunday.
How did I get this name?
Hey, what can we say? The Voice.
Jeanette, how did I get that link wrong? Because I tried to pull it up and it didn't come up.
It's not working. Oh, maybe I got it wrong. walterjeanette.com/webinar.
Yes.
That's what I put in. That's what he has been publicizing. Listen, I'm gonna do this.
But anyway,
I appreciate that, and he will definitely be hanging with us on Sunday, and he's gonna probably plug that webinar yet again. I'm excited about Sunday night. It's gonna be absolute fire. First show in the month of March. First stream show in the month of March. It'll be on the watch page on how it all works. So just make sure you keep it locked. We're gonna push through. But I will say this, y'all. So Florence and David, these are my ace moderators right here. Y'all just need to know, I truly appreciate them. Like from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate both of them. They are absolutely amazing, so dedicated, and they are really part of the reason why the community is growing the way that it is. I mean, you get the engagement that we have here is absolutely phenomenal. But I want to say thanks to you, even as we close out this particular portion of the show over on Facebook. Oh, sorry, not Facebook. Over on StreamYard's webinar functionality. We're going to close that thing out and we're going to end this stream. So later, to the 4 of you that are watching, we're ending it. I want you to end it. It ends. And as it ends, it's done. We're good to go. And here is the real clincher. Now, you guys will be able to, you can stay here if you want to, but here's what I want you to see. Come back over here to the library, and you're going to see the test masterclass is processing. And now that once it's finished processing, I will be able to go in, grab clips, grab verticals, grab different things that I want to be able to put on other social media platforms. You have the full workflow here. And that's when I say that StreamYard gives you this full bouquet of functions and features for a creator. I mean, it's so much that sometimes I'm like, man, I wonder how are these guys making any money? In a later Coach's Corner, I'm going to showcase building how I build out my masterclass with Kajabi. I don't have the time to do it today, but if you look at this page right here, you can see this is the back end of the offer. I've created the offer. This is the actual landing page. Oh, there's a typo right here. Let's save that real quick. This is the landing page for the actual where you make your payment, right? Let me say. So this is the offer, but then you can go to edit the checkout. The checkout, that's the term I'm looking for. So this is the checkout page. And then for those that don't know, I use Rebrandly. And so you can see here kirkarnewton.live/testmc. So I'm going to type that in, Kirk. Okay, I can't type today. RNUGENT.LIVE/testmc, and I put that in there, and boom, this is what the checkout page looks like for this test masterclass. And I put test in there just so people would know this is not a real thing. Don't go in there and spend your money. But I say here right at the bottom, use coupon code from live show during checkout. What's the coupon code? The coupon code is TESTMC. If you apply that, it goes to 0. Boom. Put your email address and name in, complete the purchase, and you're in there. And so we'll go over some of this stuff in the next one, because I want you to see how it all works. Pun intended. I want you to see the dynamics and see how we pace it through. And then when you are in the actual group itself, you can go in. See if I can pull this up quicker in the quickest way possible. Community, and go back. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do at all. All right, now here. So now I'm actually in the community. I'm in the, why does it look like that? Let's go back. Let's get it to 150. So now I'm in the community, and you can see some comments here from some activity that's happening. But in this community, you also see here at the bottom, Test Masterclass, right? Test Masterclass is here. And in this community, I simply create a meetup, and the meetup will have a live room, and we'll just go from there. We create the live room, and those that have access to this particular masterclass will also have access to the meetup, will also have access to the entire community group, right? So each masterclass can become its own community. And if I want, I can do an upsell and allow them to join some of the other circles, like the larger DIY video creators community, or they can just stay in the smaller circle, which is the masterclass. You have access to not only that, but you also have access to the recordings as well once the masterclass is done. These are the things that I want you to be able to see. These I think the comments are delayed, LOL. They must be Walt. I don't know why, but it must be delayed, because I know we're missing some of what you were saying there. But these are the things I want you to be able to see, because these will help you to create spaces that you own where you can engage with your community. So many people in an uproar because of what's happening with Facebook groups. And I'm like, I just showed you today 3 different ways you can engage with your community that has nothing to do with any platform, and other strategies that you can incorporate and add into the mix to ensure that you have what you need. And that's what it's all about, is having these spaces, owned spaces, where you can do these things. Oh, okay, wait a minute. Walt is in Walt then came into the joint. Where you was? Can I still invite you? I don't know.
Yes.
Are you?
You should be able to invite him. Bring him on. Bring him on.
Yeah, I just sent it to him. I don't know if it's gonna work, but we're gonna see here in a second. We're gonna see if he comes through. I'm gonna be like, what? Look at God.
You can put me in the back and bring him up on.
There's no need to do that. There's no need to do that. we can figure it out, David. But I sent him the invite. I don't know if it's gonna work because the broadcast is actually done. Like my people online are not even seeing you guys right now. They can hear you, but they weren't seeing you until just now. But
right.
But yeah.
Well, put your link to your webinar
in the chat here.
In the chat for the in StreamYard, please, sir.
But I gotta land it here because I have something I need to run and do here in just a little bit. Oh yeah, that's good. I still have some time, but I don't want to use it all up. So I'm going to have to land here fairly soon. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it.
No, I think what Walter was talking about was that, Elisha told the lady to do something foolish. He was already in debt, and then he asked her to go borrow more.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like seeing the prophet saw the end. Like, said, begin with the end in mind. He saw that end. He's like, yo, I know what can be done with the power of pouring out.
Wow.
And, so you talk about, your live stream is your digital storefront. And if you want to go from, busy and broke to peaceful and paid.
Oh, come on. Come on.
You have to sometimes do the thing that seems uncomfortable. It's like everybody knows you're in debt. They saw the debtors come to collect.
Mercy.
And here you come asking for pots. Be like, sometimes that can seem to be like counterintuitive to some, and it's like, you're in debt. All right, fine, we'll let you have the pot. You're not using it.
That's crazy.
So
I feel it. I didn't realize we were getting a whole sermon in the comment section over there, but I feel it. Thank you so much, Walt. Yeah, he says, I don't know what's going on. He says, I don't know what's going on, but what's crazy is that comments are still coming in, even though I've ended the webinar. That's new to me. I didn't even know that was a thing, but that's new to me. Yeah, he says, yeah, YouTube is super delayed. Let me see what we got here. I tried to get in on StreamYard, but it's delayed. So I just typed wow.
And it just popped up on YouTube.
Wow, right? And it popped up in the comments here too. Yeah. So I don't know.
Okay.
Testing delay. I just typed testing delay. 1, 2, 3. It seems
it already showed up. Your testing delay showed up by the time you said 1.
No, I'm looking at it in Ecamm, and it took about 5 seconds.
Okay.
So, but yes, in YouTube on the chat, it would definitely be immediate. But
okay,
I don't know. Okay. Maybe because I'm not listening to it. Oh, he says it looks like everything's moving quicker now. Okay. Because your comments they seem to be coming in pretty good. But listen, there's 19 of y'all on the live. Florence and David, thank you guys so much. I'm gonna close this thing out here.
Thank you.
Oh no, thank you. You guys were my guinea pigs today. Truly appreciate you coming through and hanging out. I'm gonna close this studio as well, but you guys know what to do. But I will catch you guys in the next one for sure. Bang. All right. Look, y'all. It was meant to be today. It was meant to be today that we had this time together. Yeah, it's coming in now, but it wasn't before. That's listen, it happens like that sometimes, Wald. So we appreciate you sticking with it. I see that there are 20 likes, and I want to thank you. I'm glad that this resonated with you guys. I'm glad that you guys were able to see things. Michael Flemings, preaching of the gospel, says everything is clear. Thank you. Nevertheless, it is is it well with me? That's I like it. But yeah, listen, this is the thing I want to make sure that people walk away with. Don't shift your perspective around what Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, or Twitter owe you. Somebody said it in the comments earlier. When anything that is free, you are the product. That means you're the product. That means what they're selling, what they're benefiting, why they've given you free access is you. Let's keep it a stack. I mean, we all know why YouTube does what YouTube does. It's the advertising dollars. They prioritize longer form content because they know how many ads they can get in on it, especially if that content is being watched in the hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views. That is the structure that YouTube gets out of it. They're very direct. We don't necessarily pay for YouTube, but YouTube pays for itself because they can put advertisement on your videos. That's their model. What's the model for Twitter? They've got to make money, y'all. What's the model for Instagram and Facebook? It's your data. They've got to make money. Or else why would they do it? And when you don't pay anything for it, then they don't owe you anything. When they make these shifts and these changes, shift your perspective in terms of what, if anything, these platforms owe you. Build on sure foundation. Owned property, not rented. We can't even call it rent. We're basically squatters on these platforms. Build on something that it will be there for you regardless. This webinar technique that I just showed today, if you have a community and you're wondering how am I going to continue to engage, if you come across somebody who has a community and they're wondering how they're going to continue to engage, send them this video. I want to make sure people are well aware of what's possible with the platforms just as they are. And I'm hoping that next week we can look a little bit more at Kajabi, and we're going to look at Ecamm if they release the feature. So that integration with Zoom, we're going to take that for a test drive. I'm going to bring up a Zoom meeting. I'm going to give you guys the registration link, have you guys join the Zoom, have you watch my production within Zoom. I'm going to bring the comments from Zoom up onto the screen because you can do all of that. It's a full integration with Zoom. Comments on screen in Ecamm from Zoom. People are typing in Zoom. I bring that comment on screen. Full integration. Somebody has a question. I can select them out of the audience in Zoom, bring them to the screen. I'm sharing both because I don't want you to think, what I'm trying to do is sell you on a particular platform. I want you to understand the perspective, the shift in thinking. I want you to understand that the platforms have seen it and they are running after it. They recognize that people are wanting to own their experiences a little more. Zoom has always, in my mind, functioned as a destination, one where there is zero distractions. If somebody's on Facebook or YouTube, there's always an ad. There's always all kinds of stuff happening, pulling at their attention. If they're in Zoom, guess what? There's nothing else happening. If they're in StreamYard webinar or on air, there's nothing else happening. Their full focus and attention is on what you've got going on screen. People have been trying, that's been a desire for a while. But these moves, like what Facebook just did, to me, this is one of those, paradigm shifts where the platforms, Ecamm and StreamYard in particular, are saying, we've been thinking about doing this for a while, but we need to just go ahead and pull the trigger, because this is a moment where people are needing this even way more than before. I have a video on my channel that talks about StreamYard on air, and the title of the video is, has StreamYard replaced Zoom with on air? That's the title of the video. And one of the things I say in the video is that the only thing that you cannot do is you can't bring somebody on screen who is watching from the audience. Well, happy to share, they've just erased that limitation by enabling us to bring people on screen from the audience. And they've done it in a seamless way. They've done it in a way that's integrated. It makes sense. People don't have to necessarily leave where they are. The live webinar is paused when you join the stream because they don't want you to have the echo. It is just, it's all well done, well thought through, well planned, and it's done with you in mind. And if you're paying, this is with a piece though, somebody's gonna say, oh, but it's not in the free version. You're still thinking free. StreamYard on air is not in the free version. Never will be. As far as I'm concerned, StreamYard should get rid of the free version. If it doesn't cost you anything, why are you even talking about it? If you've made no investment, then why are you here? That's a whole other thing for another time. I just want to say a word of thanks to all of you for coming through and hanging out with us today. I already share my YouTube channel. I understand. Oh, you were busy. I already shared my YouTube channel. I understand you were busy. You shared your YouTube channel. Micah, have you scanned this? I'm trying to point to it. All right, let me use this hand. Have you scanned this QR code to be able to get a free coaching session? I think you might benefit from that, because I think the thing that's challenging me is as I read your comments, I'm not 100%. I don't think I'm reading them correctly, and so I don't think I'm answering the questions that you're asking, and I want to make sure that we're doing that. So if you're saying you've already scanned this and you've already emailed, I will definitely go through and follow up there, because I want to have a conversation with you offline and then see what we can do to make sure that your questions are answered as well. Thanking all of you for coming and hanging out today. This has been phenomenal. You have made my day and we've had some good times together. I hope that this video will be a resource for anybody who's trying to figure out some of these details and these pieces. There's a lot of ways to be able to engage with your audience if you have the platforms. So it's your boy Kirk Nugent, the Geek Speaker Preacher. Thankful for your time and attention. We will see you around these internet streets or in another video. Make it a great one, fam. Later. Confused as you are. Make it a great one, fam. Be blessed.